I'd argue we could take away a lot of the mundane responsibilities we have to do in order to focus our time and energy on teaching. So like, how many times did you have like a duty before, during, or after school? I had multiple of those. Depending on the district, some had more than others. One of the responsibilities that I had was just like standing in the lunchroom and making sure that kids weren't throwing their food. Another was like standing at the bus line, making sure that kids got on the right bus, things like that. These are all things that you could have a minimum wage employee work on. But instead, as a certified educator, I was doing these things that we could have volunteers or staff members who are getting minimum wage to work on. The reason why I bring this up is because this is not to brag or anything like this, but I created for a previous employer content that received several $1 million worth of funding. So as a content creator, I have very high value. But rather than spending time working on content like that, or like trying to improve as a teacher, or to design better educational experiences for the kids that I was working with, I was instead spending a lot of my time throughout the day working on those things that you could have a staff member do who is receiving minimum wage. I understand why we are treating everybody the same way, but to ignore the expertise or even the pay scale of the teachers that are in schools, again, deprofessionalizes the teachers that are working there. And that's just in my opinion. As another example, how many endless meetings have you had that could have been an email? Or mandatory PD sessions where you might actually be an expert on, but you were required to attend? Why can't we treat teachers as professionals? And like, even with a PD example, why not make it so that all the PD sessions are optional and there's a variety of topics that you can pick from? Why treat all teachers as the same, as if they're incompetent on a topic a district PD person may have read a single book on? Like I've mentioned previously, I had to attend a first year teaching PD that went the entire year. And this was after I finished my residency for a PhD in music education and had already taught for several years in the classroom. But because this was a new district that I was moving to, I was asked to attend this thing year round. But fortunately, I was teaching a college class at that time, so I only had to attend like the first and last session of that year because I had a prior conflict. But to put somebody like myself who has a lot of experience in education and put them in the same room and treat them the exact same way as somebody who is fresh out of their undergraduate degree, and to say that we are on the same level, again, deprofessionalizes things. That for me is one of like the lingering thoughts that I have about this, is like the amount of deprofessionalization that has been going on, and the amount of time that is wasted for educators when they could be spent learning content knowledge, learning pedagogical knowledge, and just like learning how to better improve the educational experiences of the kids they work with. But instead, they are forced to participate in mindless activities or attend PD sessions that they might not need to attend.